The governor of Florida, creator of Alligator Alcatraz, Ron DeSantis, has some powerful words of advice for Elon Musk, who has just filed the official paperwork to start this America party. He said his number one platform issue to get people to kind of sign up and jump on board is that he's going to release the Epstein files. I don't know how he has access to this or knows about this. It sounds like a bunch of BS. Linda Yaccarino, the CEO of X, just stepped down today. I think the dissolution of Elon Musk is commencing, and it's not looking too pretty. He also posted this weird random tweet after calling President Trump, essentially saying he was a part of the Epstein file, which is the reason it wasn't being posted, and then later apologizing. Remember that a few weeks ago? It seems like it was just yesterday. He just posted recently that Steve Bannon's on the Epstein list. So he's just kind of all over the place. And it pains me to no end because I have so much respect and admiration for him. I wish somebody would just sit him down and be like, dude, put your phone down, take a couple deep breaths, relax. You're amazing, but this has got to stop. Also, I'm going to share with you, we have a deep undercover video of a high-profile official in Mayor Karen Do-Nothing Bass's office talking about how she knew about the fires of the Pacific Palisades, which, by the way, it's been over 6 months. Nothing has happened. No rebuilding. But now she's filing a lawsuit against Trump to prevent law enforcement officers from, you guessed it, enforcing the law. Make it make sense. Also, President Trump cracking down on Chinese CCP-owned farmland in the United States. I'm going to share with you an amazing clip from Secretary of Agriculture Loeffler, who is saying that it is enough, as well as Pete Hegseth has said that as well. Then the last story, buckle up, I've got a lot to share with you. Tom Homan talks about the 10 suspects charged with the ambush of immigration officers in Alvarado, Texas. He says this was not just by accident, and it wasn't just a couple of people getting together to do some bad stuff. Wait till you hear what he says about this. But first, check out this clip of Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who I've just had an immense respect for, especially after Alligator Alcatraz, saying that he should put his resources, talking about Elon Musk, toward a balanced budget and term limits for Congress. This is a guy who understands politics. Elon understands innovation, probably better than anybody who's ever lived. But when it comes to politics, the Abraham Lincolnian way of coupling intelligence, reservation, patience, and practiced aggression, I think Ron DeSantis really gets it. Watch this.
What he's done. The problem is when you do another party, especially if you're running on some of the issues that he talks about, that would end up, if he funds Senate candidates and House candidates in competitive races, that would likely end up meaning the Democrats would win all the competitive Senate and House races. And so, look, I'm a Republican. I don't want to see that happen. I think if you want to, get involved and hold accountable, we do have a problem in the Republican Party with these D.C. congressmen. They always run saying there's out of control spending and they're going to spend less, and they never do it. And so there's a gap between the campaign rhetoric and then the performance. Elon was doing Doge, and a lot of Congress didn't want anything to do with actually adopting the Doge cuts, just like they haven't wanted to adopt the Trump executive orders on immigration and all these other things, which I think you have to adopt in law if you want them to have staying power. So I think there is a lot of frustration with the gap between the rhetoric in their district and the performance once they get into D.C. But the way you do that is expose that in a primary and show that there's another way forward. Honestly, if you're concerned about the debt, I wouldn't even worry about that, because I don't think just electing a few better people is going to change the trajectory. We need the incentives in Washington are going to lead to these outcomes, really, regardless of the outcome of elections at this point. So you need to do a balanced budget amendment to the U.S. Constitution, and you can do that through the states. You can do it through Article 5. We've got 28 states that have approved this. There's another 4 or 5 that are on the docket. Once you hit 34, then you write an amendment, and then the states are able to ratify that. You need 3/4. If Elon wanted to weigh in on that and work on those state legislatures, he would have a monumental impact on doing this. And we also need term limits for members of Congress. And so you can do both of those things. But I think if you did that, all of a sudden, that moves the needle on both of those issues. Under Article 5 of the Constitution, you are going to see major positive changes, but you have to change the incentives and the structures up there, because we've seen it time and time again. You have the rhetoric, same results. You have the rhetoric, same results when it comes to debt. And so this is one way to do it, and it's within our grasp to do it. Florida's already certified both of those.
Oh, I wish we had this guy in California. Please, for the love of God, can we make California Florida? Could you imagine if we had his kind of leadership, his kind of vision, actually cooperating with the will of the American people, which correlates to cooperating with Trump as opposed to Karen and Newsom, who are doing everything in their power to fight Trump, fight for illegals, fight for rapists, fight for murderers, fight for people who don't pay taxes, fight for people who take advantage of benefits that could go to unabled bodied as opposed to able. I mean, it's up and down the line. It's just absolutely atrocious. I love what Ron DeSantis says. I think it's completely accurate, and he would do a lot better to focus those energies. He just doesn't understand politics. I want to play this quick clip from Scott Jennings, who really breaks it down by creating a third party, a third outcaster party that splits the Trump party, the Revolutionary Party, the party of common sense. It's just bad boogie. Check this out.
Yeah, I don't know whether it's possible or not. I hope it is, and hope springs eternal where I come from. But I wish they would come back together, and I wish Elon, who I admire greatly, and I think was a big part of what happened for the Republicans in 2024, would realize we live in a two-party system. And, from time to time, people try to go off and start these third parties, and never really works out. And the best way to affect change in American politics is to participate inside the party that best reflects what you want. As I understand it, Elon wants to save the country from going bankrupt, and he wants to save Western civilization, from unfettered mass migration.
Well, this is actually this is
the Republicans that best represent him.
This is the platform. Musk reposted this from a user who asked, "Is this the America Party platform?" and then listed the following priorities. And Musk replied, "Yeah." So I assume this is the platform. Reduce debt, responsible spending only, modernize military with AI and robotics, pro-tech, accelerate to win in AI, less regulation across the board, but especially in energy, free speech, pro-natalist, which is policy that would promote higher birth rates, and centrist policies everywhere else. It's a lot of yada, yada, yada.
He's a Republican. He's a Republican.
Yeah, I would love to get your thoughts and your opinions on this. Is this just overarching naivete? Is this just kind of not staying in your lane, not understanding the nuance of politics, the nuance of Washington? Or is he really a true radical revolutionary who can actually enact change by starting this third party? I'm a realist. If I was 24, I'd probably be all for Elon. But being 50 at my age now, knowing what I know now, seeing the world for what it is, what's going on, what's happening, you have to be realistic. And I agree with Scott, and I agree with Ron DeSantis. You would have a bigger impact by changing the incentives, by going after term limits, by working within the party network structure of the two-party system. That's just me. What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Okay, our next story. This is huge. The Trump administration, I can't believe Biden and Kamala allowed this to happen so long, just announced a complete total crackdown on the CCP, linking their ownership to American farmland nationwide. Watch this.
But very quickly, and perhaps the most important, the first of the 7, is securing and protecting American farmland ownership, actively engaging at every level of government to take swift legislative and executive action to ban the purchase of American farmland by Chinese nationals and other foreign adversaries. Standing on the shoulders of great governors, 3 of whom are standing behind me, who have already been leading the way on this issue. And at the federal government level, working to do everything within our ability, including presidential authorities, to claw back what has already been purchased by China and other foreign adversaries. Additionally, working with the Treasury of the Secretary of the Treasury, along with our Defense Department, on memorandums to ensure that moving forward, there is a much more intentional look at who is buying what in this country and from where they are in the world.
I mean, this goes without saying. How in the world some of these farmlands that are owned by the CCP are actually within like 10, 20, 30 miles of American military bases? Like, how is that even? Try. I dare you. Go right now. Be an American farmer. Go to the communist state of China and try to buy farmland and watch what they do to you. They'll not only kick your ass out, they'll put you in the darkest, deepest dungeon. I promise. That's guaranteed. And who allowed this? Unfettered, unbridled access, free purchasing, not just farmland, but real estate by Chinese billionaires, Chinese nationalists, Chinese CC party sponsored agents. 12 of the last 16 years were controlled by the hypocrites. It makes sense, doesn't it? Trump was right about everything. And what Trump says over and over again is, I believe they hate our country. I believe he's absolutely right. Let me know what you think. Okay, this is our next story coming from O'Keefe Media. Shocking hidden camera confession. Alexander Boz, who is an international relations officer inside the mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass's office. Check out what he said about Karen Bass. Remember, she went to Africa knowing that there was a wildfire situation, knowing that the reservoirs were bankrupt around the Pacific Palisades. Watch this clip. This tells you everything you need to know about Los Angeles, Karen Do-Nothing Bass, and Newscomb and my home state of California. Tragically, watch.
A lot of the houses, though, so like they were out of, like their yards were out of the move. Like nobody gave them. This is like a long time, like waiting to happen. It was just like a take your time moment.
Meet Alexander Boss, an official inside the office of Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass. Boss discloses into our hidden camera that Mayor Karen Bass's office knew these wildfires would happen and admits there was nothing the mayor's office could do to stop the fires.
They really had no idea this fire was like a possibility.
Of course they did. But the thing is, there's nothing they can do. But red flag warnings, like, it's a big indication of fires.
Yeah.
So of course they did.
The Los Angeles mayor official tells our undercover journalist how Mayor Karen Bass was overseas in Ghana trying to obtain a consulate for Los Angeles there, while the city of Los Angeles was burning to the ground.
So what was the initial response when this all happened? Like, because the mayor wasn't in town.
First of all, she wasn't just out there like partying it up with Bad Bunny. You know what I mean? Like, so she was out there like doing work.
What was she doing?
So right now, Ghana's trying to establish a consulate in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
One big plan of hers is to integrate like African countries to get consulates out here, and that's like a big like strategic goal of the office.
Our team wanted to investigate further, so we decided to look into the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power. This led us to a guy named Angel Luna, and admitted to us into our hidden cameras that the water reservoir that services Pacific Palisades was empty for nearly a year. Angel Luna also stated that the water wouldn't have made a big impact for the residents of Los Angeles.
So that reservoir, we took it out of service because there was a tear like on the floating cover.
How long was the reservoir empty?
It's like a year. Let's say we had like a little bit of notice. You can't slam fill the reservoir.
It's just, I guess, like people ask questions like, oh, like, could it have been different if there was water in the reservoir, you know?
I don't think it would have made that big of an impact because of the fact that you lost so many homes.
This was Angel Luna's first date with our undercover journalist, and oddly, he revealed he was ignoring his mandatory LADWP training for the Water Emergency Command Center.
So you guys had a training?
So it's the Water Emergency Command Center. It was something that I was ignoring like earlier this year. They're like, oh, here's your training. Like,
it just absolutely burns me up inside. This is the most glorious state ever. We've got such an amazing, beautiful, highly resourceful, huge, glorious. I mean, it's the best state. It could be, but it's being absolutely run into the ground. She's filing a lawsuit, she being Karen Bass, to sue President Trump, to prevent law enforcement officers from carrying out their duty, from carrying out their orders, which come from the commander-in-chief who represents the people. She cares more about criminals, rapists, murderers, than she does about law-abiding, tax-paying, actual citizens of our country and the state of California. This is living proof. And I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole. There's strategic African consulate coming over here. It sounds a lot like the Great Replacement Theory. It sounds a lot like DEI. It sounds a lot like anybody who's white, anybody who doesn't look like me. Everything that they purport to say about us is not right. It's the anti-white discrimination, reverse discrimination to the nth degree. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but that's just my inkling of a feeling right away. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. She wants to sue Trump. Can you believe this? After this city has gone down the toilet, now she wants to sue Trump. And the traffic, have you heard about the traffic? Have you heard about the fact that the city looks cleaner? There's less people, there's less traffic. You can actually go down the highway and feel like you don't have to wait 7 hours just to go get a cup of coffee. Trump is actually fixing California, and they're against it. Make it make sense. Okay, our last clip. This is huge. This was a really, really big story about a coordinated attack against immigration officers. Speaking of immigration, acting U.S. Attorney Nancy Larson announces these attempted murder charges against 10 individuals involved in a coordinated attack on ICE officers in Alvarado, Texas. Listen to Tom Homan's response right now.
What do you make of the organization and sophistication level of this? And what are you doing to protect your agents in light of these attacks?
Well, look, unfortunately, Martha, I said over 2 months ago, I said on your network, numerous networks, I do a lot of interviews, I said over 2 months ago, if the rhetoric continues against ICE agents and Border Patrol agents about being compared to terrorists, like Congressman J. Paul did, being compared to Nazis and racists, that it's going to end with the use of force, that either a criminal is going to die or an officer is going to die. I've seen this recipe before. I knew it was coming, and I don't think it's over. And look, this is a well-planned attack, as the person said, and we're investigating on the connections between the Texas incident and the incident in the Alvarado facility, the two incidents of Border Patrol and ICE. There are some connections, but I'm not going to get in the middle of that criminal investigation. It's ongoing. This is a well-planned attack, and it's because of the rhetoric. These nuts that want to take it beyond protesting to criminal activity, they're getting rhetoric from the members of Congress, the senators who compare ICE to the Nazis, and Congressman J. Paul compared to the terrorist organizations. So these people, these fringe groups, feel emboldened. If a member of Congress can attack ICE, why can't we? So in response to this, ICE facilities, the security protocol has been heightened to the highest levels, along with Border Patrol facilities. And here's what they need to understand. We're not going to stop enforcing immigration law. President Trump made a promise to the American people to secure the border. We have the most secure border in the history of the nation today. Now we got a lot of illegal alien, criminal, public safety threats, national security threats we need to find and remove. It's not going to slow us down. We're going to do this job.
I truly believe that Tom Homan deserves some sort of Medal of Freedom or a statue in his honor. He has done such a fantastic job. He's been separated from his family. He hasn't been able to see his family due to all the death threats and the safety jeopardizing from these ridiculous attacks and these ridiculous nut jobs. He's absolutely right. These are nut jobs from the radical, extreme, anti-American, terrorist-supporting left who have done nothing but spread the worst sewage-filled spew lies imaginable. I mean, imaginable. They're picking people up off the streets. It could be you next. This moron representative from LA saying, no, they're not going after criminals. They're going after brown people. It's just absurd. It is absolutely absurd. According to him, I'm brown. Well, guess what? I walk around the streets gaily, singing, whistling. You know why? Because I was born and raised here. Why are you running? Why are you scared? If you're a legal citizen, you got nothing to worry about. What these radical hypocrites, the Swallowswells, the Crockett's, all of these senators and congressmen who are yelling fire in a crowded theater should be charged with the fullest rigor of the law. God bless you. If you're an immigration officer, law enforcement officer, I just want to say this right now. I speak for a lot of people, and I'm telling you right now, we love you, we appreciate you, we respect you, and we support you 8 trillion %. We love you. Continue doing an amazing job. Thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Do not listen to these hate-filled, mangled, brainless mooks on the radical left. I beg of you. Listen to us. Listen to the silent majority. Well, me, not so silent. Listen to us who actually care about our children's safety, care about our communities, care about our cities, care about our daughters and sons going to school, feeling like they're safe, our wives going into bathrooms and not feeling violated, and a whole lot more. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. And all the legal immigrants, more than anybody, more than the people born here, appreciate you because they did it the right way. They're being penalized right now because they let in 20 million illegal, unvetted criminal aliens into our country. And all Trump is trying to do is carry out the will of the people. We love you. And I think we need to erect a statue. Let me know in the comments. Do you agree with me? Don't you think there should be a statue of Tom Homan right in downtown Los Angeles? That would be the perfect spot to put it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. As always, please, this video needs to go viral. We need to spread this message. Our mission on our channel is to make common sense go viral. You can help. Tap that thumbs up. It doesn't cost you a thing. You could even do it on your TV remote. Just go and just click on the thumb and just tap it, the thumbs up. I beg of you, leave a comment, share this with somebody. I see you eyeing this amazing one-of-a-kind made in the USA design. You can get it. The link to our shop is in the pinned comment and in the description down below. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right here, just in case you missed them. Tap my face right here to subscribe and follow. It's free. And as always, may God bless you. May God bless ICE and law enforcement officers. And may God bless the USA and all who defend her. I'll see you soon.